Mark Kenny last updated 0131, October 16, 2017. U.S. President Donald Trump has refused to certify Iran's compliance with a landmark 2015 deal that curtailed Tehran's nuclear program in exchange for sanctions relief. Analysis: perhaps it is his progress in fixing the North Korea crisis via Twitter that has emboldened U.S. President Donald Trump to choose now, of all times, to ratchet up tensions with Iran. Trump's derision of what he has previously called the worst deal ever is characteristically inconsistent. Even the good bit, for example, balance his contemporary position on Iran against his contention that the crisis with North Korea should have been resolved before the rogue state had a nuclear capability. This makes sense. A newspaper featuring a picture of U.S. President Donald Trump is seen in Tehran, Iran, on Saturday, Sunday NZ time. Yet Trump is blind to the argument's obvious application to Iran, a country that was on the path to a nuclear capability but has agreed to stop in exchange for sanctions being lifted, and its international bank accounts unfrozen. Read more: Trump strikes blow against Iran nuclear deal. Bannon declares war on Republican establishment. Trump may live to regret his latest obsession. Senator blasts Trump for castrating Tillerson. Russia probe. Former Trump chief questioned for full day. U.S. President Donald Trump's threat to tear up the Iran nuclear deal has drawn criticism from Iran. While there are concerns over Iran's behavior mostly outside the agreement's purview, but not entirely, its nuclear retreat is a real-time, real-world example of how coordinated international pressure, coupled with a willingness to recognize legitimate, sovereign, defense and economic aims, can enhance global security. While former U.S. President Barack Obama's administration was the locomotive force behind the 2015 agreement, it was a settlement between Tehran and the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council: China, France, Britain, Russia and the U.S., with the European Union tagging along. Thus, it is a multilateral instrument annexed to UN Security Council Resolution 2231, the text of which welcomes inter alia diplomatic efforts by the 5 plus Iran to reach a comprehensive, long-term and proper solution to the Iranian nuclear issue, culminating in the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action (JCPOA). U.S. President Donald Trump has achieved the dysfunctional trifecta regarding Iran, writes Mark Kenny. It also notes explicitly Iran's reaffirmation in the JCPOA that it will under no circumstances ever seek, develop or acquire any nuclear weapons. Over the weekend, Trump threw that process into new uncertainty by demanding that the U.S. Congress and America's allies introduce new tests for Iran's compliance, including by dragging in elements outside the nuclear purview. In doing so, Trump has achieved the dysfunctional trifecta by putting the JCPOA deal at risk, and thus potentially increasing the prospect of Iran's return to a nuclear weapons path, showing contempt for America's closest allies by demonstrating that he will act unilaterally against their interests at a whim, and signaling to North Korea, Iran, and any other adversary that there is little point in negotiating because even after a deal is made and complied with, the U.S. can simply renege. Sign up for the latest news from Trump's America. Sydney Morning Herald.